Welcome. There are secrets that should never be uncovered and doors that should remain forever locked. Today's story is about a man who thought he could control destiny without realizing that destiny takes orders from no one. Make yourselves comfortable. Dim the lights. This is eternity in a pocket. A thin rain was falling over London, turning the streets into dark mirrors. Julian walked with his head down, trying to ignore the failure of yet another job interview. That was when he saw it. A narrow shop squeezed between two modern buildings, with a wooden sign that read, "The Time Regained." Intrigued, Julian stepped inside. The air smelled of dust and ancient wood. Behind the counter sat a man so old his skin looked like parchment. Without saying a word, the old man pushed a pocket watch made of dull gold toward him. It had no numbers, only strange symbols that seemed to move on their own. "This watch doesn't tell the time," the old man said, his voice sounding like the rustle of dry leaves. "This watch stops the world. But remember, Julian, every second you steal from time, time will steal back from you." Julian thought it was just an old man's madness, but he bought the watch for a few coins. That night, in his apartment, he pressed the side button. The sound of traffic outside the window vanished. A drop of water falling from the tap remained suspended in midair, like a transparent diamond. Julian stood up in disbelief. He went out into the street. People were as still as wax statues. A dog in the middle of a jump, a woman with her veil lifted by the wind, a cyclist leaning into an impossible turn. He was the master of the world. Julian began using the watch for small things, stealing food from luxury restaurants, observing the secrets of the rich, even taking entire days off while the rest of the world was frozen. But one morning, looking in the mirror, he noticed something. A strand of white hair that hadn't been there the day before, and he struggled to remember his mother's name. The old man's prophecy was coming true. The more Julian stopped time for others, the more time accelerated for him. While the world remained young and motionless, Julian aged in mere moments. But the true tragedy wasn't his body failing, it was his mind. Every time he pressed that button, a precious memory vanished. His first kiss erased, the warmth of the summer sun forgotten. It became an obsession. Julian lived almost exclusively in frozen time. The streets populated by human statues had become his only company. He could no longer stand the noise of life flowing by, but the solitude of the silence had become a prison. One night, desperate, he decided to return to the shop. He wanted to give the watch back. He wanted his memories. He ran through the rain, but when he reached the address, he found only a blank brick wall. The shop was gone. Perhaps it had never existed. Julian felt his heart racing. His chest ached. He looked at his hands. They were wrinkled, stained by time. In a panic, he pressed the watch one last time to stop that agonizing pain. The world froze again. Silence reigned supreme. But Julian noticed something different. This time, he too struggled to move. His feet seemed to sink into the floor like wet cement. He tried to press the button again to restart time, but the button was stuck. Julian looked toward a shop window. Reflected in the glass, he saw himself. He was no longer a man. He had become a statue of grey stone, an expression of pure terror carved onto his face. Around him, the city slowly began to fade, becoming an expanse of infinite white. He had stolen too many seconds. Now, Julian had become part of the silence. There was no more rain, no more London, no more Julian. There was only the watch, lying on the ground in the white nothingness, continuing to tick, but backwards.